There has been great progress humanity achieved before us, but they went straight south and they lost it all. And they lost it such that humanity on this earth could never recover those blessings again. Let me give you 4 basic blessings. And put yourself on the spot for that. Ready? We turn to the Holy Quran, Surah number 34, verse number 15, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is informing us of a people. In which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَقَدْ كَانَ لِسَبَإٍ فِي مَسْكَنِهِمْ آيَةٌ جَنَّتَانِ عَنْ يَمِينٍ وَشِمَالٍ كُلُوا مِنْ رِزْقِ رَبِّكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لَهُ. All of us sitting here, mashallah, go out and we work hard. We work hard in our daily jobs to bring home a paycheck. We use that paycheck to bring food on the table. And we use that paycheck to maintain a roof over our family's head. Yes or no? Allah is telling us that before you, there was a time of advancement and progress that Allah is telling you to direct your attention towards. They were known as the people of Saba. They were blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with beautiful houses and dwelling places. Not only did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the dwelling places, there was no mortgage, there was no lease, there was no rent. It was free. And in addition to that, Allah gave them lush gardens to their right and their left. I.e., they had the means to sustain themselves today, and they had plenty more for tomorrow. One of the prime concerns of humans on this earth today is to maintain a job, to bring food home, and to have a home to come to. Yes or no? They had it. Allah is saying they had it all. But nothing comes for free. Nothing comes for free. So Allah tells us what the catch was. كُلُوا مِنْ رِزْقِ رَبِّكُمْ. Eat. Eat and enjoy. وَاشْكُرُوا لَهُ. And be, I can't hear you, be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All Allah is asking, be thankful. I.e., a day shouldn't pass in your life that you forget to say Alhamdulillah for what Allah has blessed you with, because when you forget to say Alhamdulillah, it turns around and you start perceiving, this is my blessing. This is something I'm doing, and Allah is pushed out of the picture. Imagine that you had a life where you had everything going for you and it was free. Number 2, وَجَعَلْنَا بَيْنَهُمْ وَبَيْنَ الْقُرَى الَّتِي بَارَكْنَا فِيهَا قُرًى ظَاهِرَةً وَقَدَّرْنَا فِيهَا السَّيْرَ. Now you guys are in West Palm Beach. You have one of the most important airports in the nation right now, because our president comes in and out every week for his long weekend vacation. So if you want to travel anywhere, you better make sure that you got a booking and you're in the airport 3 hours before. Because you need to pass through security, you need to get to your gate on time, and then you have to factor in weather delays and everything else. That's our technology. Allah says the people of Saba, I gave them a second blessing. Whenever they wanted to go, wherever they wanted to go on this earth, they could go there in a few steps. Say subhanallah. If you want to go right now to Tampa, where I came from, 200 plus miles, you can't even see Tampa. We can't even see Tampa from here. They would see Tampa and they'd say, you know what, let's go to Tampa. They would take 2 steps and they're in Tampa. We placed between them and the city that they wanted, the blessed city, openness, they could see it. وَقَدَّرْنَا فِيهَا السَّيْرَ. We made the ease of access for them. Just go. سِيرُوا فِيهَا لَيَالِيَ وَأَيَّامًا آمِنِينَ. You want to go in the darkness of night, 2 o'clock in the morning? You want to go 12 o'clock in the afternoon? Go ahead. It's open for you. This is a technology which surpasses your own private jet. They could literally roam the earth around in minutes. Imagine you are blessed with that blessing. Number 3, we turn to the people of Musa alayhi salam. وَظَلَّلْنَا عَلَيْكُمُ الْغَمَامِ. Allah says that we casted the shade of the clouds over them. Subhanallah. We are in Florida, and in the peak of summer, you have to make sure you got your UV protection on and that you're dressed accordingly because the heat comes down. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the people of Musa alayhi salam a blessing that in any day of any week or month of the year, when they wanted to go outside, the temperature and the climate was super conducive. They could go anywhere they wanted to. They didn't have to worry about winter clothing or summer clothing. Imagine you were blessed with that blessing. And lastly, Allah says about the people of Musa alayhi salam, وَأَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَنَّ وَالسَّلْوَى. It's a wedding anniversary, or it's a big day, it's Yawm al-Eid, you want to take your family out for dinner. What does it cost? It costs money. And the higher the restaurant, the more it costs. Allah is saying we gave the people of Musa alayhi salam a second blessing. That whenever they wanted to eat food, they had access to the most gourmet food the earth has ever seen. And that was food from Jannah. Imagine you were blessed with that blessing also. Imagine you didn't have to work to maintain a living. Number two, you didn't have to worry about traveling. You didn't have to worry about the weather. And you didn't have to worry about food. What would we say if that was for us? Alhamdulillah. But imagine for a moment, those who are blessed with this, not only did they stop saying Alhamdulillah, they began to hate the fact that they didn't have to worry about this. They began to hate the blessings Allah bestowed upon them. You would say they should be crazy to do that. But the Quran says they did that. The people of Saba turned to Allah and said, فَقَالُوا يَا رَبَّنَا بَاعِدْ بَيْنَ أَسْفَارِنَا. Oh Allah, this journey, short journey, what is this? Oh Allah, make our journeys long. Make our journeys long. We want to have long journeys. We want to have delay. We want to feel the fatigue and the pain. Is this shukr of Allah? They did it. The people of Musa alayhi salam came to Musa alayhi salam. You know what they said? عُدْعُ لَنَا رَبَّكَ. Call Allah. يُخْرِجْ لَنَا مِمَّا تُنْبِتُ الْأَرْضِ. Musa alayhi salam, we're tired. You know that food coming from upstairs? We're tired of it. We want what the earth grows. We want lentils. We want garlic. We want onions. We want rice. Cucumbers. And he was baffled. He said, أَتَسْتَبْدِلُونَ بِالَّذِي هُوَ أَدْنَى بِالَّذِي هُوَ خَيْرٌ. Let me hear you right. You want what's less in exchange for what is great? Yes. Today we do not have food from heaven. Today we do not have ease of access to travel the earth. Today we have no control on the climate. And today we don't have an easy life. But we just heard that in the last 30 years we've made great strides in advancement. Why haven't we advanced from there? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pulled it all from them. And when Allah pulled it from them, the creation never saw it again. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pull those blessings? For two very key reasons, my dear brothers and sisters. Number one is that they became negligent of what Allah gifted them. And that negligence led them to a sense of complacency. This is ours. We did this. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them amongst the ghafilin. And because of their ungratefulness, they lost. And when they lost, their children lost, the progeny lost, and the entire humanity lost. Yes or no? Do you know anyone who's getting food from heaven today? No. And Allah made it clear in the Quran. These are lessons. وَمَا ظَلَمُونَا. Remember, we didn't do wrong to them. Allah is telling us, when you read these accounts, remember your Allah didn't do wrong to them, but they did wrong to themselves. وَلَكِنْ كَانُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. And number two, the reason why they lost these blessings is because they were so fixated within their own little zones. We are the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The entire humanity is the ummah. Whatever we see in this world is all for the ummah. Never forget that there are people in this world who are less fortunate than you are, that would sweat to the last drop to gain a portion of the blessings that have been blessed upon you. But for that, you need to go out and see it. When Musa alayhi salam was asked, who is the most knowledgeable person on this earth? What did he say? Not out of pride or arrogance, because he is a prophet of Allah. He said, I am. And Allah said, no, you're not. There's someone else known as Khidr alayhi salam. And what then? He didn't say, Musa alayhi salam, just keep your appointments tomorrow empty. I'm sending Khidr to you. He said, go and find him. Go and find him. Because when you leave your comfort zone and you go see the world and you make a struggle for it and you strive for it, then you'll truly realize what Allah has given you. So he went out. And that's why your Quran, my Quran, our Quran commands us 8 times, Siru fil ard. Siru fil ard. Go travel the earth. Why? To see Disney World? No. Go travel the earth and see what Allah has put on this earth and do shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My dear brothers and sisters, truth be told, we are going down the same path. And it's a matter of time that we fall into the same hole that the previous nations fell in. And when we fall, may Allah protect us. Say Ameen. When we fall, we will lose, our children will lose, and the entire humanity will lose. Question is, we need to fix it, and we need to fix it now. How big of a role do I play in fixing this situation? To understand how big of a role you play in fixing the situation, acknowledge how great of a role we played in making the situation. Right? It's easy to say it's that person's fault. It's easy to say it's those people's fault. But it's very difficult to say it is my fault. Who always turned the finger and the hand to himself? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma ighfir liqawmi fa innahum la ya'lamun. Oh Allah, when my people pelted me and stoned me and cursed me and taunted me because I told them of your name, oh Allah, don't harm them, it was my fault. Oh Allah, forgive my people because they couldn't understand from me, it was my fault. Let us quickly understand how big of a role we played in bringing it here. Number 1, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, surah number 33, verse number 72 tells us, إِنَّا عَرَضْنَا الْأَمَانَةَ عَلَى السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَالْجِبَالِ. When Allah created this earth, listen very carefully. He created the entire creation universe in how many days? How many days? 6 days. And Allah says in the same Quran where He said 6 days, that He spent 4 of those days on this earth. That means this earth has great significance in Allah's eyes. And He wants to ensure that we uphold this significance and utilize it for what purpose Allah created it and not to abuse it. So Allah turned to the skies. Do you want to take care of this earth? Allah turned to the land. Do you want to take care of this earth? Allah turned to the mountains. Do you want to take care of this earth? فَأَبَيْنَ أَن يَحْمِلْنَهَا. Oh Allah, no. Were they ungrateful creations to Allah? No. Were they rebellious? No. Because وَأَشْفَقْنَا مِنْهَا. Oh Allah, we don't have the capacity and the strength to do it. It's a big job. But guess who took it? Guess who took it? وَحَمَلَهَا الْإِنسَانِ. Humankind, mankind said, oh Allah, give it to us. When's the last time you saw the chickens and the cows running for elections? When's the last time you saw the forest debating the ocean in a debate, political debate? Humankind took the responsibility to uphold this. So humankind will be put to account how they used or abused this earth. Today this earth is falling. This earth is being abused. Because I, as a ummati of Rasulullah ﷺ, had not fulfilled the due right of this earth. Now that we know how big of a role we played in causing this, how great of a role can we play in fixing it? There has to be a measure. And that measure are the 2 or 3 verses before this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in verse number 69, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ آذَوْا مُوسَى. Time is less, but I'll try to cover it fast. Have you all seen Musa alayhi salam? Have you seen Musa alayhi salam? So Allah is saying in the Quran, O you who believe, do not be like those who inflicted harm and pain on Musa alayhi salam. How do we inflict harm on Musa alayhi salam? Or how do we know who inflicted harm on Musa alayhi salam? Allah is telling us. Hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala, he tells us that the people of Musa alayhi salam were shameless people. And they used to always pick on Musa alayhi salam because they thought he was, covering something and scared of something. They used to take a bath, they used to bathe together nude in the water. And they say, oh Musa, come join us. And Musa alayhi salam was a person of haya and shame. So he would cover his body and say, no, I'm not going to do that. So he's got a problem with his body. And they would taunt him. One day, long story short, hadith of Bukhari related to us by Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala. Check it out. The rock under which Musa alayhi salam put his clothing while he was taking a bath in seclusion ran with his clothing. And it stopped in the middle of the market in front of the eyes of the people who used to smear him. And they saw that there was nothing wrong with his body. And here this verse is revealed to you and I. O you who believe, do not be like those who inflicted a harm and pain on Musa alayhi salam. What is the relevancy? Today, my dear brothers and sisters, we have become so personal when it comes in the name of Islam. We readily call the other person a munafiq, a kafir, not on the millat of sunnah, a person deviated from the deen. Who made us the judges? Oh, you follow that school of thought? Sorry, you need to check your Islam. You need to read your kalima. La ilaha illallah. We have become so despicable when it comes to pointing out religious defects of others. Allah is saying, when you do that, when those who have been bestowed the trust of ensuring goodness on this earth become personal with one another, when it comes to the religion, a school of thought, a sect of the deen, and we start fighting each other, and we start hurting one another, as it's happening around the world, you are failing this trust. Is it happening, yes or no? How can we stop this? We need to unite, and we need to come together and stop looking at our differences. Number 2, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَقُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا. Musa alayhi salam, again, he went for 40 nights to get the Torah. 40 nights. 40 nights. And when he came back down, his people were worshipping another god. And he said to them, where did you get this? They said, well, somebody put it together, and he said, it's God, it's God. You left us, and we forgot who God was, and He gave us a new God, so we worshipped Him. If in 40 days, the people of Musa alayhi salam, who saw him bring miracles from the heaven to the earth, who saw him speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, forgot Allah, what do you and I think that our children and our grandchildren will be strong Muslims without reinforcing the values of what makes a Muslim a Muslim? Our Islam is the values that make us distinct in humanity, the values of trust and honesty, the values of kindness and mercy. This is our deen. We come to the masjid to build those values, to go out there and reflect it. Rasulullah says in the hadith, بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمِ الْأَخْلَاقِ. Allah has sent me. I have been sent for what? For 5 times salah? For siyam, for zakat. These are your pillars. What are you building on the pillars? Perfection of your moral conduct. And today we see the world around people saying Muslims are the worst of humanity. We should kill them all, or just send them off to an island, or exterminate them. Our actions is what defines us. So today we are not only the cause of the problem on this earth today, but we are continuing to fail in the same two categories which Allah told us not to fail on. With this I finish. What do we need to do? We need to, number one, unite. Will we unite, inshallah? Will we look, inshallah? I can hear. Will we unite, inshallah? Will we look past our cultural differences and the color of our skin and the languages that we speak and the countries that we come from and look at the other with love as our brother or sister in Islam? Will we do that, inshallah? Will we reinforce and restore the values of our deen which make us Muslims? Will we do that, inshallah? Will we go and show humanity the goodness of Islam, inshallah? Remember this now. Yeah, Imam, if you're telling me to go outside and meet the people and mingle with the people and tell them about Islam, there's going to be a lady, there's going to be a man, there's going to be a non-Muslim, there's going to be someone dressed very inappropriately. What am I going to do? Allah's telling us in the verse that comes right after that. يُصْلِحْ لَكُمْ أَعْمَالَكُمْ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. Our deen isn't to sit here in the masjid and go Jannah. Our deen is to recharge and go help the world. You may make a mistake, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you because you're trying to show goodness to the world. And in this world today, when Muslims are screaming to the top of the lungs, we're not terrorists, we're not evil people, but they're still telling us, Allah will rectify your actions. That the little word that you speak, that Islam is a good religion, the world will hear it. When you show an act of kindness, the world will see it. Allah will take control. It is back to that first verse I started with. Has that time not come that our hearts should surrender in fear to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? My fellow Muslims, you are Yusuf alayhi salam, who just fell in the well and he's looking up towards the top. You are Ibrahim alayhi salam, who was thrown into the fire and the fire is not touching him. You are Musa alayhi salam, who is in front of the Red Sea and he's saying, Allah is with me. And you are Abu Bakr radiallahu anh, when Allah's Habib Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu said to him, La tahzan, inna Allah ma'ana. Do not worry, O Abu Bakr, Allah is with us. May Allah be with us all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rectify us. May Allah allow us to be better citizens and Samaritans and representatives of the deen of Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to turn the tides around and bring forth peace and prosperity on this earth. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen.